That thing flex. Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you've been well. We're here camping, doing a little camping kind of in the van. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, you probably should, but this van we got topo wrapped. So I'll kind of show you some details later, but I'm out here and actually gonna just camp on my property today. Talon was kind of home basing in Colorado for a bit and wanted to hang, and I was like, we could just go to my property because we both got some things to do early in the morning, but wanted to hang out. So we got this like setup where he's got his awning out, I got my awning out, and it's cool. We're docking.
Dock together.
We're docking, so I've been hanging out there. He's been here, and we've just been chatting for a bit, and I could barely get the van up here. So check this out real quick, and then we'll return to the video. Talon did fine. This is like four-wheel drive lifted Sprinter.
A little bit of teetering, but
yeah, we did some three-wheeling. I might have done some two-wheeling even.
Yeah,
I don't know, but yeah, check it out. Oh, freewheeling. Great success. Was my tires like way off the
Yeah, you were two-wheeling and they were spinning and throwing dirt. It's awesome. I'd come back maybe a foot and there. Looks more level.
Yeah, a little better.
A little bit.
A little better.
Mo better.
So we like play catch from door to door.
Yeah. We need to develop a tent that connects these.
I mean, we can awning to awning.
We could actually. You think it'll be windy?
I don't know. Probably not too bad.
hey, yours is quiet compared to mine.
So I could just go full and then put my legs out.
That's full for me.
I'm actually gonna do one with John Patton tomorrow.
Oh, podcast?
Yeah.
So here's our setup. We're parked. Talon's hanging out over there. Busted out some whiskey that we're gonna start sipping on, but none of us had any ice made, so just some warm whiskey.
I threw it in the freezer,
Okay,
so it'll be alright.
so we got our awnings crossed over here. Managed to get up on the Max Tracks front wheel drive on a butt heavy van is, well, it'll be a learning curve of where I can go. Talon was saying it's like a sheet fort for adults
Yeah.
kind of dealio.
Adult forts.
So we got the setup. Put a little topo on my slide out table. This is my new Max Tracks mount / table, so the Max Tracks mount on there, but I'm obviously using them to level right now. So yeah, we're gonna hang out for a bit. Cool. Yeah, maybe. Here's the little creek. Here's a tiny little maple I planted. We'll see. We'll see if it survives. I forget what kind of maple. This is a autumn blaze, an autumn blaze maple. Here's my other bigger maple that kind of got wrecked on the drive. All these leaves that were shredded are not doing good. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see if we get any survivors. But this one's bigger, this one's about 9 feet. These aspen aren't looking great. I don't know. I'll give you an update later. Here's my little culvert. And then here, up here is kind of the, I don't know, kind of the cooler part of my property, honestly. But it'd be impossible to build a house over here and get down. I mean, it could be done, but
driveway process.
be kind of a pain. Yeah, this is where like, I'll put like a tiny home or something. The lion stalks his prey in the savannah.
Should be a go-to. I don't drink much Buffalo Trace, but
Well, that's good.
it's good whiskey.
Yeah.
Good bourbon. No ice, so just take it at like 90 proof, whatever it is. Yep, 90 proof.
Talon is open to whiskey sponsorships if you're watching this. Buffalo Trace.
Yeah, Buffalo Trace, bullet.
So Talon has salmon, like a meal prep salmon. Talon said he's working out, getting fit,
Being healthy.
and being healthy.
I never cared about like being super healthy, but when you're on the road all the time, you kind of lose track of it.
Yeah.
Dude, I've lost 7.5 pounds.
Dang,
the
dude.
past Week and a half.
My mic's turned backwards. I don't know if they'll hear you, but I'll try to amplify your volume. I'll try. Meanwhile, I'm gonna eat something not very healthy. Let's see what we got. So I got some eggs for anyone new here. We have some chickens. So these are eggs, they got poop on them even. It's super fresh. And then this is, I'm getting, Talon said, how very Korean of you. Gonna eat some ramen with some Spam. So these are Spam singles. I just buy these on Amazon. And they get delivered in like a 20 pack or something. And I'll show you, but I just like mince it up and drop it in and then cook it and then drop the egg in and the egg kind of cooks and then it's kind of a hearty little meal. Not saying it's healthy, but me do me. So you dice up the Spam in here, add some water. I usually microwave it like 2/3 of the way and then toss in an egg and then finish the microwave. If you're wondering about how to make easy, unhealthy Asian food from an Asian. So here it is, just lightly cooked. And then you mix it all together and you have deliciousness. Smells great.
Add a little of this.
Add a little whiskey to it.
That does look really good.
Actually, it's got the little chili sauce packet that you add after. Mmm, girl. Good morning. Sorry, we didn't film anything last night. We were just talking, we were hanging out here, so I was hanging out here and Talon was up on the chair last night and we were just talking about life, catching up on things and talking about van stuff and YouTube and all kinds of stuff. But eventually went to bed. Now it's the morning, as you could probably guess, so I slept super good. I just had the heater set to 60 and so that just kind of turned along. Super comfortable right now, 60 in here. And I just kind of cracked open the door, say hey to Talon next door. If you're curious, looks like it got down to 35 outside. so not that cold really, but inside of the van I would never have known. And I just slept on this side here with a sleeping bag. I didn't build the middle section or anything like that, so it's great. Best night of sleep I've ever had out camping before, so that was pretty nice. So now I think we're gonna kind of wake up, and I think I'm gonna make some breakfast. Corned beef hash, little cheese, little egg, little sriracha. So here's a quick little video of the setup we got going on here in the Jayco. I put in a couple of clips up here to hang a curtain. I didn't do it last night because whatever, but I bought a curtain, blackout kind of curtain that spans this right here. So that way, my thought is that'll kind of be a thermal barrier between the front cab, and I have little covers for all these things, but if I don't want to put them in, I can just put the sheet up. And then the one heater vent is on this side, and then the other two heater vents are here. And then I can close this bathroom door and kind of close off that whole back section. You really just have to heat the living quarters where you're sleeping. So that's kind of my setup here. I brought the one wheel because Talon's a one wheel guy, and I figured we might want to ride him around, but I don't think we will. But while I have Talon, we're gonna go over there, check out his van, because he's been rocking the whole Vanlife deal for 2 years now. So he's got his setup pretty dialed in. So I've done a walk around of his van in the past, but a lot has changed. A ton has changed since the last video. So on the outside,
I mean, I've done pretty much everything you could possibly do to a Sprinter van other than like brakes. That's one thing that's still kind of on my list.
So here, if you should know Talon by now, but I'll put a little link up to his channel up here, and he has tons of info on his van and the adventures he takes it on.
All right, so I'm just gonna rattle off the mods that I've done. We'll just start back here. Backwoods Adventure mod, rear bumper with some Pathfinder lights to reverse lights. Agile off-road rear tire carrier, full-size spare. For wheels, I'm running Method Standards with KO2s. I have an Alvins Sherpa carrier, Rotopacks, DMOS shovel. This is like a snow shovel, but I should probably get one like you have on your van, because that would be a little bit better for mud and things
a little
like that.
pointier.
I have this little thing. It's like a outdoor light that's motion sensor, so it charges during the day through solar, and then at nighttime it's like a little security thing. And then the roof, I can talk about it and you can roll in B-roll if you want, but Max Track Extreme, regular Max Tracks, 315 watts of solar, Zamp solar panels, and a Wii Boost. On this side, Backwoods Adventure mod side ladder, which connects to my stock roof rack, which is nice. Moving up to the front, I have a Terrawagon snorkel, because why not?
Why not?
It's really for keeping your intake out of like dust level when you're off-roading. I should really get one of the Vortex ones up
Cyclone
top.
guys, yeah.
Yeah. And V6 turbo diesel, so all of the turbo noise comes through that and you can hear it right next to your window, which is pretty rad.
And you have a tune on here, right?
Yeah, Rentec tune, which is making about 80 more horsepower and 100 more foot-pounds of torque over a stock Sprinter van, which is useful when you have it loaded out like this because it gets really heavy.
And Talon, in case you missed it, he has a new Razor. He did a really sweet video kind of announcing it. I'll link it up here again if I remember, but all that to say he's doing a little towing now with the van.
Done off-roading, living in it, and towing with it, and it's been fine. Then up front, backwoods bumper up front to match, rigid 20 bar LED. I think that's a 50 rigid light up there. 2 different pods, flood and spot. Hitch step, Warren VR 10 series winch, 10,000 pounds. And then the actual suspension, it's Agile Off-Road's RIP kit, their ride improvement package kit. So they teamed up with Fox, and they have basically their own SKU of suspension made specific for vans like this. So we got an auxiliary shock up front. I think those are those Bills. No, those are. I think they might be Conies, and then in the rear I got 4,700 leaf springs on each side, so you can see all the springs in there. And when you have a van that weighs as much as this, it's kind of important.
And this is your little
bumper
guy here.
JB Weld a little like door stop in there. That way, as the wheel comes out, you can stop halfway like that.
So I was asking him about that. I'm new to vans, so by default, my van basically locks closed or open, and there's no in between. And Talon had opened his to lock in between, and I was like, oh, it just has like a little stop in between. It's like, yeah, I added it.
And it keeps it right in line. I mean, you can put it wherever you want, but I put it right in line with like my kitchen area, so it's nice like a normal doorway if you don't want it all the way open. And then in here, I haven't done a whole lot. I got some solid patches right here.
Oh yeah, look at that collection.
Poop cruiser. And I wrap my cabinets in multicam. The hood is wrapped in multicam. And then in the back underneath my bed, I've added this whole setup with a table and a microwave. And there's a bunch of junk back there right now, but
This is Talon's garage.
yeah.
Under his bed. So the bed goes basically all the way up to the ceiling.
Yep.
When he's in sleep mode, he drops it down. I feel like it's faster than it used to be.
It's because of the lithium. Oh, that's another thing. I don't know how much detail you want to get into.
We won't get super detailed. So again, Talon outlined, he did a bunch of stuff. Redid the whole electrical and battery array and solar and everything. And this whole area is different now.
So real quick, just revamped this entire wall with new switches and new hardware. And then the AGM batteries were previously underneath. They're now inside of this seat. This is actually a metal box now. There's 6 batteries from Lion, and it's 630 amp hours. I have a beefed up alternator. I have a secondary heat exchanger. I've done a lot. Like the list just goes on and on of stuff that I've done to this van, but I don't want to bore everyone.
So he keeps his wind shades up here. These are kind of the insulated shades that cover the front areas. These seats swivel around. You got what? Kind of your EDC, Vertex EDC Ready pack.
Yeah, I got the EDC Ready pack. Have you used their sling yet?
I have it. I haven't really used it for anything yet, though.
I threw some EDC items in it, and it holds the sock P, which is cool. I got the mini sock P.
Mini. I got that one.
So, kind of cool, I guess.
And then some camera gear.
Yeah, this is my camera drawer, camera cabinet, drones and patches, camera gear. Weeboost is in there. And then the rest of the storage is food, pantry, and then this I use as dry storage. It's a shower, jackets, and you can shower and whatever.
Sweet. And a little Vertex toiletry bag. And you got some helmets and stuff back here. So Talon also mountain bikes. Also has a Levo.
Yeah.
So we'll do some of that. And yeah, I don't know. What are your like top most used items in the van, you think?
I don't know how it is in the ProMaster, but a lot of vehicles, when they have a USB port up front in the dash, it doesn't send enough power to power your phone while you're navigating and listening to music. So I use the 12 volt back here, which is way better than up front. So I literally ran a cable behind here down to where I mount up my phone. So I literally just plug my phone in and I can open the door and the cable doesn't get in the way. Just sits there like that.
Nice. Oh, mirror.
Yeah, that was a girlfriend edition.
Looking good. Looking good, Mike.
There's just a bunch of little things too, like hang up these hooks to throw keys on, like my razor keys up there. Little toothbrush holder, quick toothbrush. I literally stick it in there. Back here, it's kind of hidden, but I have the O-light like mount to this, so I literally plug it in there, and I have O-light stashed everywhere. Like right here, I got the seeker. O-light's literally all over this place, so I can stick this underneath.
Yeah, I saw you had one over. Oh yeah, there.
I keep the Warrior X up top because it throws a little bit better.
Yeah, that one's got some throw for sure.
And then
Flashlights everywhere. I know about that, man.
in the back, I keep a baton 2 clipped onto the side, and then I like umbrella light it into the ceiling at night because it's like a little bit of light that you
lantern
need.
mode, kind of. Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I use literally everything in the van, so something that may seem like a hack to people, to me, just seems normal.
Sweet. Well, this is Talon's Sprinter.
That's it.
Winnebago Rebel, but highly modified. All right, Talon's off to go shoot a podcast. Peace out, dude. So these are the Max Tracks, 4 of them, 2 more up there. And they'll go back onto this table slash Max Tracks mount here. So, yeah. But before I go, I brought a little mulch to mulch in these trees a little bit more. So here's my trees I'm planting. There was some concern that these are too close together, but they're not at all. I'm not a commercial orchard. I don't need to fit tractors through. In fact, there's a technique where you can plant like multiple trees in a single hole, and that helps for a lot of things, pollination, and also to keep the ground shaded so you keep more moisture in. So these are about 10 feet apart, and most of these trees are dwarf trees, but you can just trim regular trees as much as you want. So you could keep any tree small, and one of the reasons is obviously I want this as kind of a cover, so eventually these trees will grow in and thicken out, and there's a view down there that is of basically the only other house that I can see that isn't blocked from trees by my own house. So I wanted to build this in pretty thick here, so I basically have a big line of trees, 2 layers thick, and between this tree and this tree is actually more like 20 feet. So in between, so basically there's this row of trees here, and yeah, that's gonna be the future orchard. The only issue is that the soil's not great. It doesn't drain very well, so not at all even remotely worried about the spacing, but soil's not awesome, but we'll see. I've never grown trees before, and we'll see how they do. But I do have a serious mole or vole problem going on, so it's gonna be fun to deal with at some point. And here's the van. Here it is, all wrapped up, looking very cool. I'll probably do a future video soon. I'm gonna swap these steps out for some kind of black, more utilitarian ones. I got a spare tire mount that's gonna go on the back here so I can hook up a spare. Added just a little quick fist to toss a shovel back here. And this table, I wrapped my little bamboo fold-out table that I made in just some leftover vinyl. So this table kind of matches the aesthetic of the van a little more. And then got the Black Rhino. I always get these mixed up, but they're Yellowstone and I want to call them Yosemite, but I know they're a Y, National Park. But these are the Yellowstones in matte bronze and the BFG KO2s in 245/65 R17s. And they fit right in here. They're just a little bit wider, like just tiny bit bigger than stock, but they fit nice in there. And yeah, Lucid wraps. I'll talk more on this later, but did the wrap and they just did it. They did an awesome job on it. That was the first night spent out on the property, and it's so peaceful out here. I can't tell you how much I love it. I'm gonna go check on the trees down there and add a little bit of mulch to the maple I planted. Hopefully some of these trees live. I mounted this little camera. This is a Rio Link. I have no affiliation with them. I just bought it on Amazon. But you put a little SIM card in, and solar obviously charges the battery, so you can just they sell game cams and stuff that are kind of like this, like 4G connected game cams, but this is one you can zoom this around, tilt, pan, all that kind of stuff. And it's not really a security camera because I have nothing out here that, it's just land. But I'm just want to check in on the weather and see how things are going and whatnot. Not as important now that it's not snowing anymore, but I bought it like 3 months ago with that intention, but finally put it up. So you can just connect to that from your phone from anywhere. Then we keep a couple of watering pails on site here that we just fill up at the creek to water the trees when I'm not just bringing my own water. Actually, I have some water in the van. I'll probably use that to water some of the trees. There's a bunch of down trees. Well, not a bunch, but probably 5 pretty big down trees on the property that I gotta cut up, clean up, turn into firewood. It's always a pain. It's always a pain to do. Got some pretty serious pressure. I really need to adjust how I drive in this thing. So it looks like a lot of wheel spin I did, but I'm not a noob. Just barely spun the tires and it dug right in here. So let's see. Well, there you have it. I promise I didn't mean to get stuck or anything like that, but that's the value of MaxTrax. Coincidentally, it's nice that I just got this MaxTrax mount. I brought 4 MaxTrax because the more you have, the better it is to level yourself out or to use all 4 tires. Granted, this is just front wheel drive, so it doesn't matter as much, but when you're bridging something, the thicker the MaxTrax are, the better, because they'll naturally flex, especially under like an 8,000 pound vehicle. So quick use in MaxTrax. Hey guys, I'm back home now. I forgot to film an outro because that's just I always forget to film outros. But anyway, I was gonna talk more on the van, but I'm gonna do some more stuff. So there's a bunch of new stuff, wrap, wheels, tires. This thing is from Ross Monster. I have a spare tire carrier that I have to install this week from Landed Gear, and a few other things. So I'm gonna do a van update where I talk about all of the updates in the next week or two probably. So stay tuned for that if you're interested in that. And I think I'm just gonna end this video about here. So check the video description down below if you're wondering about anything. I always try to link up everything that you see in the videos, clicking those links and using my coupon codes. So you can just go to LLOD.us/coupons. That's where I have all my links and coupons and everything, and it'll save me money and it'll help support the channel, what I'm doing here. So always appreciate that. YouTube stuff, thumbs up, like, share, comment, well, you know, whatever. And yeah, have some trips for the van. Probably gonna go on like a dude's mountain biking trip out to Moab. We're gonna take a little family trip over to Mount Rushmore and stuff like that. Gonna go to Florida. So a lot of van stuff, but don't worry, a lot of truck stuff too. There's like the Ford is right here. It's right there. So yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, until next time, guys. Take care.